So today we're going to look at Claude Desktop, and you'll notice right away that with Claude Desktop, we have chat, we have Cowork, and we have code. So everybody is quite familiar with chat by now, I believe. Less people are familiar with Cowork, and definitely less people are using code than Cowork followed by chat. So today we're going to look at the differences between them and what we can do with them that the other ones cannot. So to begin, let's just do a prompt first to ask Claude what are the differences. So to begin, it's saying that chat is just pure fun, pure conversational. So you don't have file system access, no code execution. You talk, it will answer you. You copy and paste stuff yourself. So saying it's much more like a thinking platform for you. You can drafting, Q&A is also just widely available. So which is great. You got on the web, mobile, and desktop, and you have shared memory across chats as well. So highly available and very general use case, but it works for the most part, right? It solves most problems. Now let's see about Cowork. So first thing that I mentioned is that Cowork, at least right now, I just don't see it for iOS where you can do Cowork unless Apple changes something quite dramatically. They have something called shortcuts, but that is also just quite limited. And so Cowork for desktop only. So let's see it. So it's mentioned that it's desktop only, it's agentic. So it says that the user essentially give it permission to look into certain folders or apps, having access to apps. And you also got like plugins and stuff. And basically that you tell it what to do or what you want the end result to be. And then Cowork will just like run through the steps and give you the final results that you want to be delivered from your chat, essentially, but it will like essentially do the work in your place. So that's what it's saying. But the thing that it doesn't have, that it has mentioned right now inside of this prompt result, is that it has no terminal, doesn't have access to your code base, and it's built for knowledge work and not particularly for software. So it mentioned that. But I would say it's a bit of a caveat here because I found that you can also use Claude Cowork to build software as well. For example, I built a command center through Cowork. So anyways, and now we're on to my Claude Code. So Claude Code is essentially the most powerful thing, right? So if you think of it, it's like computers do things. And to help the normies do things with the computer, somebody gotta develop something for the normies to interact with, right? So chat is the most normie thing for human interface with AI, right? Chat is the most normie thing. And a step above that, above chat, is Cowork. So Cowork is less normie thing. You can do more with it, right? But you also just need to have like a mental framework of knowing what you want, more or less in a way less rationally, how to structure it to achieve it. Otherwise, you're just like letting AI, you need to know what you want first and foremost, right? But if you don't have a structure of how to go about it, then it's just like hitting the casino and hoping with very little structure of how to go about attacking and achieving a certain result, right? You might not even get like the beautiful, highly optimized result that you want or you need because you don't know how to achieve it with the correct requirements or parameters. You're just trying your luck at that point without structure. So that is more like a Cowork, requires a bit more understanding of things and systems. But if you do have that level of understanding, it makes getting what you want or whoever you're working for a lot better. So, right, so that's Cowork. And a step above Cowork with a lot more autonomy and a lot more access and a lot less dependency on making sure that we have some things where humans can more easily visualize, see, connect with the code. Because at the end of the day, right, everything that's happening on your computer is code. And these are just levels of abstractions going further and further away from code. And when it comes to Claude Code, you are pretty much at the code level. So as the name suggests, Claude Code. So let's read what it says. With Claude Code, it is a full dev environment, terminal or IDE native, full system access to your actual projects, read any files, run any command, edits your code base directly, no sandboxing, safety is confirmation based rather than access restricted. This is what you used for real iOS/Swift work if you want to Claude Code touching your Xcode project directly. So for those who are not in app development, basically iOS is the operating system and Swift is the programming language to program on top of the operating system to build apps for your end users. And Xcode is just the development environment. In other words, it's like the Microsoft Word for text editing, but for code and building iOS apps, among other Apple platform apps and among other use cases as well. But that's an intro to Xcode for anyone who's interested. Now let's talk about Cowork, and chat can do that. So what each can't do that the others can. So chat can't touch a file or run anything. It talks only, can't work inside a code base the way that code can. It is sandboxed, not full access, not built for repo/IDE workflow. Code doesn't have Cowork's plugin connector ecosystem for stuff like Gmail, Calendar, Slack, and its terminal. First, not the tool for organizing my download folder type tasks. So to be fair, Claude Code can pretty much do everything that Cowork and chat can do. If this can be done in Claude Code, it can definitely be done on Cowork and chat. It's just that the way you go about doing it will just be different, right? But vice versa, not so true, because of the reasons that it has mentioned. Mostly because of access. That's it. So there you have it. Maybe we'll just do like an example of give me something about House of the Dragon then. Give me a House of the Dragon season 3. What's something cool to build for it? It's just build me something. I need a prompt, man. I need a prompt to build something cool. All I know is House of the Dragon is premiering is 3rd episode later tonight. So let's see what it comes up with. And we're just gonna take that prompt and we're going to prompt it into a chat, followed by Cowork, followed by code. And we'll just see what we get. So right now I am running Sonnet 3, Sonnet 5 to the family tree thing. That's interesting. But I would say for most office professionals, you probably know how to use chat, right? Everybody knows how to use chat. But code is too scary for most office professionals. And for those people, consider learning with Cowork. If you're working with Excel, Cowork. If you're working with Word, Cowork. If you're working with PowerPoint, Cowork. Anything that you have to do with Microsoft Office, just use Cowork. You can get a lot of things done. So basically, this is now just a prompt to build a web-based app on a family tree regarding House of the Dragon Season 3. So let's give it a go. So is this really telling you to drop this into the Claude Code or Cowork? So as I mentioned earlier, there's quite a bit of overlap as well. The greatest difference to me, it really is just like the interface. One, you have a chat interface. The other one, you're interfacing through the terminal. And to an extent, I'll say you have a bit more flexibility in terms of default access because you have a full dev environment. Like with Cowork, you just need to give it a mission and you're just interfacing through it through Cowork. So I wouldn't say it's the same, but you can get a lot of shared functionalities between the two. So if I were to put this into the prompt, right, into chat, we'll have something, sure. But put this into Cowork, and then let's put it into. I want to put this into somewhere else. I want to put it. Let's put it at like desktop, and we'll see what it come up with. With Claude Code, typically the interface is through terminal. Well, I think that's how most people would use it, especially for like engineers and software developers. You use a terminal. You usually don't go through it here. At least I don't do it. But the interface is nice. I'll give it that. And you have a recent list as well. Of course, I'm hiding it for this session because I have my own stuff. I don't want to share them publicly. Haven't embed them and all that stuff. So let's see what it comes up with. So look at this. Even with chats, it is building something. But you have to note that even you have seen it right in the prompt response, it's saying that it won't be able to do all of this, or it's not advertising that is built to do all of these things. But from what I'm looking at, what we are looking at right now, it's definitely building something with code. So let's see. It might take a while because it's doing this thing. It is using some tokens, digesting them, discreting that token into like something else other than just token. This looks like it would take a while. Pause it for now. So it is not done yet, but it's building something. Look at that. And you thought it couldn't do what it's not supposed to do. But it does do what it's not supposed to do. So let's see what we have right here. Okay, so we can zoom out stuff. So this is the family tree for those who are interested. Okay, it's building stuff. Of course, it's not perfect with a one shot, but it is a family tree nonetheless. Cool. Oh, an interactive family tree. Yeah, that means there's something. Oh, it's now showing you the code. And notice that, right, this is a one pager. So if you were to build an app, I think just by the structure of how things work with Claude Chat, it will go with a one pager. So let's see with Cowork what it's doing. It's still building. Same thing with code. Seems to be taking a lot more time. Granted that I believe that this one is working with a high thinking effort and the chat default to a medium thinking effort. So now we have something here with the Cowork folder. This went with a one pager as well. Let's open it. So it's built more or less the same thing, but it seems to look a little bit better, right? You don't see the overlap. It's not as much. Let's see if I have a play pause thing. It's pretty cool. And now let's go to code. Now I'm just gonna do bypass permission. Just let it do its thing. So visually, thus far, the Claude code has produced something that is the most acceptable per se. Has the least overlap, and visually, it looks the most appealing so far. So maybe to most people, they're like, well, what's the point? Seems like more or less produce the same thing, and I could just route my way into getting what I want. And I'll say you'll be right. You know, you could do that, but it's all about like fine grain control and how you want to persist things as well. Because with this, more or less persisting it within the chat, when it comes to this Claude Chat, and with Cowork, you are able to select a project directory, which is great with this button right here. Boom. And with this, you can select add some files, folder, whatnot. And the other thing that you have with the Cowork is you have like skills, plugins, and connectors. So those are very well integrated. And with code, if you do go deeper into the deeper functionalities, and especially if you're working with lower level code, if you're building code, just use code, right? It will work for most of the time. But if you're using apps and you want to interface through Claude and have Claude do the work for you through other app, then you use Cowork. If you just want to chat and have a good time, ask some questions, Q&A, copy paste, use chat. So that's how you can go about using Claude Desktop and these suite of tools. So now we have this right here, and let me see. Is it done? It seems to be done. Restart. Here we go. And so there you have it. Now, so I talked about how you would interface when it's not just a single prompt, but you have all the dependencies. I think this is where things could get a little bit more interesting for sure. All right. So let's do this, right? Google for me, alpha players in the world. So now basically I want my Claude to control my Google Chrome and do a Google for me. Look at that. I was able to do it. How cool is that? Let's do it forward. So now you can see here, it literally said, Claude is debugging this browser, but it was saying that Claude is taking control over the browser, and you'll be able to see things in real time. And something cool about this is that if you go into further than just doing what I do with the prompt to, you can actually do multi-step things where help me fill out this form, so and so, help me answer so and so on the form. It will be able to do that for you, and you can interface it through the Cowork. So that is another idea for you. If you want to do that, again, if you want to interface through Claude with other apps, my recommendation for you is use Cowork. If you want to do code things, then definitely go with Claude Code. So what I'm trying to say is they all work. It's just to what need to know what are you working with and how do you want to interface with the AI to achieve what you want to achieve. To an extent, it could just be a matter of preferences. I wouldn't subscribe to the notion that you must use Claude Code or you must use Claude Cowork. There is an element of preference. And so there you go with Claude Code, and did what Claude Cowork was able to do as well. Right, of this. And so there you have it. A couple of examples. And let's do something interesting with Figma design. So basically, I have an app that I built. It's a volume booster app. I have basically updated the design of this app. So now I need to essentially update my app screenshots such that it reflects the latest screenshots design. Okay, so essentially, let's do an example. So I'm just gonna use code because I'm developing with code and just make my life a lot more simple. Let's go for maybe I don't have a freaking one for certain thing. And what? I'm just gonna use the terminal. So this is another interface. It's actually the interface that I frequent the most, which is using the terminal. And how I initialize this terminal is essentially I go to the project directory. If you're interested in how to work with Claude Code for terminal, I recommend that you just keep asking questions in the Claude Desktop or Claude Web Chat app, and just have it walk with you step by step on how to use the terminal. But this is what I will interface with on a more basis when I work on anything important that is code related. So we have this right here, and so another thing is with Claude Code, you have OT site command, you have special features, quote unquote special features like loops. All these things, right? You gotta be I don't want to use the word advanced now, but it's a bit more advanced in the sense that you gotta figure things out a little bit more by yourself, a higher learning curve. Having said that, you do have access to more things. You are less limited, essentially. So it's great, amazing. I think it's wonderful. And you can do a lot more with it than you can with Cowork. Especially when you want to do the more advanced or niche stuff that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do with Chat or Cowork. You have it all here with Claude Code. It's great. For example, you just want to resume a session a minute ago. Just resume it, compact it, and resume the session. I just resume as it was. I just ask it to compact it because they recommended it. So why not? And now I'm just waiting for it to finish compacting, and I'll essentially my prompt design app screenshots from different apps. I'm just trying to find the very specific app that I am inquiring about right now. We are back with the recording. So back to the screenshot update, and let's work with Claude Code. So now we're just working with Claude Code and getting the Figma screenshots updated. However, I realized I did not give it context. I know I should give it some context on what the current screenshot looks like. Actually, I don't even remember what it looked like actually. I think this should be it. So today I gotta I'm just giving it some photos and images, and it will be able to figure out. And I also let it know, and just in case it needs more info, just ask me and I'll let you know. And let's have it go. So yes, you can see, right? Here's the current user interface, and here is, oh wow, I've just deleted a bunch of simulator. I might need to create a simulator. I do have a simulator. should be fine. The good thing about like using AI in your work day is once you're waiting for it to think and process things, you can go and do other things. You can go watch a movie. You can go watch a TV. You can make yourself a smoothie. You can go for a walk. You can go to the gym even sometimes. And so that's the good thing. It actually frees you up a lot of time. Amazing. It's asking two things to get from you, then I can do the whole swap. I gave you Figma. You have access to Figma to be put it into auto mode, so it will do its thing. I don't remember if I even set up Figma MCP at all. Actually, I might not even have set up Figma. Definitely did not even set this up. It's not set up yet. So let's just have this set up. Let's see if we can figure out how to navigate the app. It'll be very interesting, I think, to see. Because I know that through Claude Cowork, it will ask you for permission to basically control your entire desktop regarding with Claude Code. It is working through code rather than having access to collecting stuff through user interfaces. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think it is currently looking like it is smart enough to do that. Or is it? Look at that. It is making progress. Usually, I wouldn't just be sitting here. I would do anything sit here. But for today and for the recording, I will sit here and wait. Patiently wait. Do that. Grab something to eat, grab a snack, do something, let it do its thing. And apparently, I think there is something where you can use your Claude app to interface with the Claude Desktop or even Cowork. So the app is called Claude, and on the sidebar, you can find something called Dispatch. And if you click on it, it looks something like this. So you'll be able to tell it to do things. Let's see. Let's tell it to do something interesting. Open Safari and search for the latest World Cup game. I told it to open Safari, search for the latest game. So I will press allow. Maybe I'll make another video about Claude Dispatch. I think it's a worthwhile feature, especially for those of us who want to be away from the computer but still have access to the computer. And it seems like you'll be able to give it code permission as well. So it's fantastic. It's asking me if I want to hook it up to Chrome. So I think with Safari, you probably need an extension too. But I don't think Claude has an extension for Safari let's see what it can come up with regarding Chrome. So in a sense, something Chrome, do you hear Claude doing his thing in the background, opening up the browser, doing the search. So there you have it. Let's see where we're at with this. Oh, look at that. Using the app on my behalf, the screenshots on my behalf. And I am just living life, enjoying life. And to that, using my phone, doom scrolling. Much unbelievable. Look at that. Token almost up. Everybody. I got told what worked. Street to your feet, sipping the web. I need to kick hot. My mind is reading it. So from the look of things, it needs a specific plan, I suppose. And so instead, it will just be logging into Figma and Chrome. I'm not sure what's the point of the MCP then. I'm supposed to just be able to read things. That's weird. Yeah. I'm not touching the computer. My hands are here. But it needs to be doing something, otherwise I have to delete. So, well, looks like we have hit the limit for today, for now at least. So maybe we'll come back later. Alright, now we're just continuing where we left off thanks to the 1 p.m. reset. Amazing! Wow! Thanks to the 1 p.m. reset, now we're back in the game, ready to continue our prompting. Obviously, it's time to go sleep as well. So we are doing 2 at the same time. We are sleeping and prompting simultaneously. This is what AI is made for. You can sleep and prompt at the same time. No problem with that. It's supposed to be doing some Figma thing. Yeah, let's do it. I closed Chrome. Now I gotta get it to open Chrome again. Let's see what kind of magic it's doing. Oh, pressing buttons. Let's go. Oh, thank God. I wonder if you cheer for Claude, it will do a better job. No? It'd be pretty cool if it does, right? It's like a new feature from Claude. If you cheer for your AI, it becomes much more productive. How awesome is that? Now let's see if it knows what to do with it. Come on, Claude. That's the best. Claude. It doesn't seem to increase any speed if you cheer for Claude, at least as of now. Oh, look at that automation. Cool is that? Dang. See, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm just enjoying the beauty of AI at this point. So what needs to be done, and it's just doing it for me. I'm just making sure it's not messing up. So it's great that we can do this because at least for me, and you can even see from the storyboard per se, or the pages, I've been doing this thing repeatedly for many times. And the fact that it is able to do it now without my manual intervention as much as before, I think is fantastic. I just want to check in the terminal, see it's still doing okay. Because as we know, sometimes it does get stuck. And we don't want that. We don't want our AI to be stuck. It's not the fastest. If you were to do it manually by yourself, it'll probably be faster. But I think these things do get faster over time. Having that said, this is a demo of it getting the job done, which by itself is already quite fantastic. Because yes, you can do it, but sometimes you're like, oh man, this kind of task, I don't feel like doing it. Not today, no, not feeling like doing it today. Then you procrastinate, get there, and then it becomes what it is. Ooh, looking good. Falling asleep. It would be cool if you just open one eye to check the AI, one eye to just go to sleep. How cool would that be, eh? This is so cool. It's super slow. Because it seems to just be thinking about how to write the exact script to control the app, basically. And use to control Chrome. And it's adding things like delay here and there. So slow. It's watching it dry. I think I might need to shift that one down a little bit. So yeah, it's super slow, man. I'm telling you. I think I'm just gonna pause the video, I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I'll wake up and see what we have. I'll just do the cropping. How cool is that? Wow, super cool. Now it's only showing one though. I'm gonna see both. Maybe one's good, eh? I feel like the point is like this will work, but for the case of doing things that humans are built for humans, or things that are perhaps if you want speed, you might as well just do it yourself. I think that's the point. Slow. It's also doing some version control, I think. So it's good. I didn't know that there's version control when it comes to Figma design, so it's completely new to me. Okay, there you have it. It's done. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You've seen how we can use Claude in different contexts. And that's it. Take care.